Good morning. Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis, and it is the 3rd of July. That's right, July 3rd. We're just cruising through this month. Hopefully, you had a good weekend yesterday, and tomorrow we got a day off sandwiched in the middle of this week. My co-host this morning, Dr. Nick Cox, has joined me. Nick, it's always good to see you. It's kind of weird. I imagine a lot of people are taking today off, but we're working. Somebody's working today.
That's right. It's officially the last day of instruction for summer one. So hopefully instructors and students are in their classrooms one more time today.
One more final time. And that's right, because the next summer session, the last one starts as Monday.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Summer 2 starts on Monday.
So you can still register for that. But come Monday, you're registering for the fall. So that's ongoing. Well, hey, we want to thank everyone watching us this morning on Facebook Live and YouTube. We're here just about every morning that HCC is in session. Of course, if we have tomorrow off, we'll talk more about that in the show. And Nick, they can also catch us anytime in social media and on HCCTV.
That's right, Todd. We are live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page and on YouTube. We're also on Twitter, LinkedIn, and HCCTV at noon, 5, and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Okay, so Nick, you're going to be talking with this next guest. We're spotlighting another MBDA program about fempreneurs and other topics. Joni Hall has joined us. She's a business trainer with MBDA Amplified and HCC Open for Business. Good to see you, Joni.
Thank you. It's great to be here this morning. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, we're looking forward to hearing from you. So we're going to take a short break. We'll be back with you probably in about 10 minutes. Okay, let's kick things off. It's Mental Health Monday, and we'll welcome back one of our monthly guests who's going to be discussing a topic that many of us can relate to. Not getting enough sleep. How can it harm you? Could it be harmful? Well, definitely can. Dr. Sean Fitzpatrick, the Executive Director of the Jung Center of Houston, our Mental Health Monday guest. Sean, it's always good to see you.
So good to be here, Todd. And the commute was fantastic this morning.
So, yeah, not many people, I imagine, were on the road at all.
Yeah, nope, zipped right in. Looking for silver lining.
You know, the topic you're going to talk about, I know a little bit about because when I worked in news, I did a series of reports on this. And one of the reports I did is they had me stay up for 48 hours, and we filed reports all throughout. I literally stayed awake for 48 hours. Then they put me on a driving course with DPS to see how it would do. You know,
how did it go?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I mean, you're so sleep deprived when you work in the news industry that it didn't really affect me that much. But you know, the DPS guy is like, well, you know, you may want to get some sleep before you get behind the wheel. But it's very important though, because being tired can be just as bad as being drunk when you're out on the road.
That's exactly right. It's funny that you had that experience because they actually have done studies on this, Todd, and they took a group of I assume college students, right? It's almost always college students who get conned into these studies, but they took them and they got a group of them legally drunk and tested them on a closed course, probably like the one you did. And then they got a group of them and they gave them 4 hours of sleep within 24 hours. So more sleep than you got. And the subjects, all the scores were the same for the legally drunk group and the sleep deprived. So we are sleep deprived, just within one day, it will affect our ability to function. 1/3 of Americans are sleep deprived. The Centers for Disease tell us this about that means regularly getting less than 7 hours of sleep a night. So it's a chronic issue in our country.
And what are the reasons why? Why aren't we getting enough sleep as adults? You know, it seems like you're going to want to go to bed at a normal time, but what are the factors contributing to that?
You know, it's culture and technology. We are in an era that is radically different from a sleep perspective than almost all of human history. I took a tour. It's a National Park Service site a few years ago in Washington, D.C. They had the oldest structure still existing in the area, and it was a home. And one of the things they explained to us as we took the tour was that actually in that era, because there was no artificial illumination, that people would go to sleep not long after sunset. And they'd sleep for about 4 hours. and then be up for about 2 hours and then go back to sleep for another 3 to 4 hour block before then sunrise wake. So that actually reflects what our bodies expect from an evolutionary standpoint. What is normal sleep is 8 hours or so, and not necessarily all in one block. We're sort of expected to wake up.
It's funny you mention that because back in those days when I was never getting enough sleep, I worked the early morning shift. I literally would go in at like 3 o'clock in the morning. My week consisted of a series of naps. I never got 8 hours of sleep. I would sleep for 4 hours. The kids would come home. I would wake up, go back to sleep, sleeping. And, it just really messed with your body, and it took me a couple of years when I left that industry to start relaxing again. What can we do if we're not getting enough sleep? How can we change those habits? Because it took me a while.
Well, I mean, the first thing that I would say is there are simple steps. I was going to say easy. They seem easy. They actually aren't easy, I don't think, because of the culture and the environment. So, and I will say, I turned my phone off and put it away because I was supposed to for this interview. But usually, what I do is wave my phone when I talk about this because our devices are our worst sleep. Our
Yeah.
device, it is so easy to just scroll ourselves to sleep. And that keeps us emotionally activated, and it messes with the kind of light that's coming into our eyes as we're going to sleep. Televisions are the same, and they're everywhere, right? It's very hard to break that habit. Sleep researchers tell us that they have coined a term called sleep hygiene, and there's some basic steps that we can take. The first is to be consistent. Go to bed at the same time every night and get up at the same time every morning, including on the weekends. That will help you teach your body when it's time to sleep and when it's time to be awake. Make sure your bedroom is quiet, dark, relaxing, and one of the most challenging things for us right now, cool. I don't know if you or viewers have experienced this, but right now my air conditioner is struggling. Is
Yeah.
struggling to get it as cool as I like to sleep. As I said, devices are anything you can do to get rid of devices from your room. My son desperately wants me to mount a TV in his room, and I won't allow it.
Yeah.
We don't have one in our room either. Avoid large meals if you can. Caffeine is pay very close attention to your caffeine intake. If you struggle with sleep issues, use caffeine sparingly. Notice how it affects you the later in the day that you consume it. Just pay attention. Alcohol can also be problematic for sleep. The last thing is that I'll say here is get exercise. Exercise helps a
Yeah.
great deal. If you get exercise sometime during the day, maybe not right before bedtime, but if you get exercise during the day, that helps a great deal in normalizing sleep patterns.
It certainly does. I've got to admit, when I'm, consistently running on a daily or, five times a week, my sleep patterns are much better. I head hits the pillow and I'll go to sleep. Now, if I stop, or get off my routine, it does mess. So it's hard to tell people that because they're like, well, I'm so tired. I don't want to exercise. But the more you exercise, the better you are going to. Let's talk some about dreams, the
Yeah.
effects.
Well, so dreaming happens during a specific period of our sleep cycles called REM, and
Yep.
REM stands for rapid eye movement. And that's just because we observe during that period of sleep the eyes moving back and forth. There's been some research that's inconclusive that says, are your eyes just moving or are they following the dreams have been regarded for as long as there have been humans in written records as being meaningful
Yeah.
experiences that we're having. There are a lot of different perspectives on them, but depending on what culture you come from and what tradition. But our dreaming life is something that is actually happening all the time. I had a conversation with David Eagleman, who used to be here in town as a relatively well-known neuroscientist. He's out at Stanford now, and he told me that that's actually the fMRI imaging studies show that we're dreaming all the time. Just that when we're awake, we're not able to perceive that. Right? So the
Wow.
external stimuli that coming at us are we're paying attention to those and not able to into this other conversation that's always happening with.
Yeah, I mean, dreams. Of course, I never they never really meant much to me except for over the last year. I mean, obviously, a little over a year ago, I became a widow and a widower, and my wife passed me. But now I can certainly correlate a lot of things going on, my
Yeah.
dreams with what's happening in my personal life. And I think we've talked about this before. She's actually come back to me and spoke to me through
Yeah.
dreams. So, they certainly mean a lot more than they do, and I pay more attention.
That's wonderful to hear. And I think that's really the first, if you're interested in your dream life, the first thing to do is pay attention.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful to hear you say that, like, because many clients I work with and myself, that's really been the case. If you pay attention, it's like there's part of you that has been dying to have a conversation for a long time, and when you start paying attention, then they start speaking.
Yeah.
And in your experience is not uncommon.
Yeah. John, it's always great to see you. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy. I hope you have the day off tomorrow.
I do, and
All
I will
right.
be napping.
Enjoy it. And folks, we're going to have a link to the Jung Center. I know you guys got a lot going on this summer, and we'll have a link to your website in our social.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Todd. Have a great
Thanks,
4th.
John. Happy 4th. All right, we're going to turn things over to Nick, and you've got a special guest as well.
That's right, Todd. We're going to talk to Joni Hall, the business trainer for the MBDA Amplified program and HEC's Open for Business. Welcome to the show, Joni.
Good morning. Thanks for you.
Oh, I'm great, and I'm very curious about this program. Before we talk about specific workshops, tell me a little general information about the MBDA Amplified program.
All right. So the MBDA Amplified program, we started this about 7 months ago. It's an intensive to help small minority-owned businesses who make less than $500,000 and have less than 100 employees. We are trying to help these businesses get on track, help them figure out, where we can make them stronger, resources that we can drive them to become sub-prime contractors and so forth. And we have had the privilege to, in the last 7 months, help over 480. So we've been very busy.
Oh, that's fantastic. And I know a lot of city, county, and maybe even school districts like HCC are always looking for new entrepreneurs to contract with or partner with, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Great. Well, why don't you tell me a little bit about the 5 dimensions of a female entrepreneurial mindset workshop that you guys have coming up?
Right. So that's actually going to kick off next Wednesday, July the 12th. It's a face-to-face. We're so excited to do that because when we strive towards compelling entrepreneur, entrepreneurial mindsets and thinking, there are 5 dimensions of a mindset that an entrepreneur needs to have. They need to have self-efficiency, internal locus control, beliefs in their capabilities, motivations, and levels of resilience. So basically, we are going to talk about these themselves not feel the pressure when doing routine thinking and thought process.
Give them a little experience with knowing what to expect and how to react and respond to those things when they come. And
Absolutely.
if someone is interested in the 5 dimensions of the female entrepreneurial mindset workshop, how would they enroll? Are these things open to the public? Are they open to students? Are there costs associated?
There is no cost associated. It is open to the public. This will be a 6-week intensive. So as I was saying, first one conversational, it is open. We are face to face, and then the rest of the remaining platform will be via virtual platform. And you just go to the website and you go into open for business, and you are able to sign up for those workshops, and you'll get the presentation.
Well, that's great. I know we'll have information for that after the show, but I was curious as to whether it was part of our continuing education or credit bearing or any of those sort of programs that we have here at the college. But open to the public and free. That's wonderful. There's another workshop I saw. It's called the 7 Lessons. Can you tell me more about that?
Sure, that one's going on July the 9th. Now, in the 7 lessons, those are tips from successful business. And basically, we're going to talk about identifying your purpose. What are you doing this for? Who are you doing it? embracing the opportunity to grow. Growth is what we want all of our female entrepreneurs to embrace and be able. Being tenacious, what does that mean? What does that exactly look like? How to connect with others. Just because you're doing business, not always competitive. You do need to learn to connect with them, able to grow. Adopt to learning. When you are an entrepreneur, you kind of get set in your ways. So we want to make sure you have that that makes you always coachable and cordial about business. And knowing that it's okay that you can ask for help. When you are a business owner, it's not a sign of weakness to ask for help. It's actually you really want to be successful. And then another great talking point is invest in financial. Everything from a business is not about being free. You have to invest in your have to spend a little money.
All right. Well, that sounds like an incredibly useful series of conversations that fempreneurs could benefit from. One of the seminars that's coming up, I suppose, is also one that is specific about female challenges. This is a seminar organized to help women in business. Tell me about that seminar.
Okay. So what has happened here that I think we needed to come back? We did a series previously, and when talking with some women, we found out that they're not understanding what a work-life balance should look like. And that is one of the challenges that female entrepreneurs they compass. So what is a work-life balance? We're going to talk about that. What how do you achieve that? How do you not allow your work to overtake your family life and vice versa? Then another challenge to overcome is how to find a support system. What exactly should that support system look like? And also how to avoid unrealistic expectations. This is something that we see not only in female entrepreneurs, but with all the over promising and under delivering, and really just putting extra pressure that doesn't need in setting expectations. So those are the three challenges we tackle during.
Well, that sounds wonderful. I know there are some workshops coming up in August as well, and maybe we'll have you back later in the summer to talk about those. But one question I have for you is thinking about this amplified program, trying to help smaller enterprises become larger and grow and become more successful. What are your program now is about 7 months old, but what are some success stories here in Houston in terms of HCC's ability to assist with the amplification of women and minority-owned businesses? What are some of the most prominent examples you can think of that people should patronize?
Oh wow. Well, that's a good one. What we've been tasked with over the last 7 months is I have startups. We've had startups. So some of those startups have not become a household or community name yet. But I can tell you the success story that with one of them that they overcame a lot of obstacles and they were just a recipient of getting a contract through the city of Houston as of 2 weeks ago. So we start with the baby steps. Right now, we don't have anybody that's you can say name is in lights, but we are getting them prepared and up to that stage.
No, I mean that's wonderful. When we think about Black entrepreneurs or Black women entrepreneurs, whether it's from CJ Walker all the way up to Oprah Winfrey, often there are these kind of marquee celebrity names. In fact, just this weekend, my kids like to go Cactus Records and Rock and Robin, and we saw the Troll Burgers open there. That Bun B's restaurant was just lines all the way down the door. But it looks great. It looks like a wonderful program that can help HCC students and the larger public. These are almost all virtual, I think, except for the first workshop. So tell me again, how can students or the public find these workshops and register?
All right, just log on to HCC website, go on the Open for Business, and you will be able to see there the flyer is present there. It has outlined each Wednesday, the time and what workshop. Like we said, the first one is face-to-face, and the last 5 are all virtual. And what you'll do is just click on the link, and you will get information again for those work.
Okay, thank you, Joni. We will have all that information in our post after the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you both. Let's talk about some announcements before we wrap up today's show. Drama's GI60 Houston Summer Practicum. That's happening right now. HCC will participate in GI60 Houston, offering 2 in-person performances. The HCC presentation will feature selected 1-minute plays from around the world by the HCC Summer Drama Practicum students. It's happening 7:30 p.m. Thursday and Friday. That's this week, this July the 6th and the 7th. It's free, of course. It's at HCC Southwest Fine Arts Center, the Corley Black Box Theater. Check it out. We'll have some information in our post after the show where you register and attend. And there's also some STEM summer camps happening around the district.
That's right. IT summer STEM camps continue. If you want to schedule session 3 of HCC Digital and IT summer camps for middle and high school students, those week-long camps include lunch. Session 3 runs next week from July 10th to 14th at the South Campus with a focus on virtual reality and Apple Swift coding. Check our post after the show for registration info.
Building Bridges for Health, the Fort Bend Interfaith Summit. That's happening. This groundbreaking event aims to foster healthcare collaboration and cooperation among local faith-based nonprofit organizations and companies. One on tap for discussion is the establishment of healthcare hubs that cater to individuals from all backgrounds, seeking to be more inclusive and accessible in addressing the diverse needs of Fort Bend residents. It's happening at 10 a.m. to noon, Thursday, July 27th at HCC Southwest Stafford campus. We'll have some information post after the show with more this and we've also got an Instagram college exhibition that's happening as well through August, Nick.
That's right. Our arts department has an Instagram exhibit, sort of a gallery of art without walls. So throughout the summer, Instagram will continue as the gallery and exhibition of studio classes from all HCC colleges system. You can view the link available now through August 14th for free. I think that was HCCS_visual arts for their Instagram feed. For more info, we'll have an email on our post after the show.
Okay, we mentioned it earlier. Tomorrow, holiday. If you're working today, congratulations. Good to see you with us. But a lot of folks taking the day off. Tomorrow is 4th of July. So get out there, have fun, enjoy the 4th, but we'll be back on Wednesday. So tomorrow, HCC campuses are closed. No up to the minute, but we'll be back on that in mind, July the 5th. Fall registration, we mentioned it. They've still got some time to register for the last summer session and the fall as well.
Yes, I would encourage students who want to take summer classes to sign up as soon as possible because enrollment will close Monday. This week really determines whether or not some classes get added or classes don't take. All depends on enrollment. Fall registration is open as well. That's begun, so you can register for shorter, more intensive. All the courses we offer at HCC are available in person and online, across modalities, including online anytime, online on a schedule, in-person, hybrid courses, and hybrid lab courses. Learn more about HCC programs, start dates, and options at s.edu/apply.
All right, register today. Okay, we're going to not be here tomorrow. Happy 4th to all of you. But when we return on Wednesday, we'll have Gaming Wednesday. That'll return. We're excited to have a person on to discuss or celebrate the upcoming National Video Game Day. Can't wait for that. And then Thursday Family Fun Days later this week. We'll talk about planning a youth fashion show. And then we've got some summer STEM camps as well later this week. Busy week. Enjoy the 4th of July. Nick, thanks for being here. We'll see you again next time.
Thank you. Have a great week.
And all of you have a great 4th of July. We'll see you all